It was a night that began with silence, but ended with screams no one would ever forget. They say Jesus taught forgiveness, but what happens when a mother's heart is too broken to forgive? This is the story of Sarah Miller, a woman who lost everything, and in her loss, found a path no mother ever wishes to walk. Sarah lived in New York with her only daughter, Emily. Her husband had left years ago, and so mother and daughter became each other's world. Sarah worked as a nurse, saving lives every day, while Emily was her sunshine, a 16-year-old girl who dreamed of becoming a lawyer to fight for the weak. Every night, before bed, Sarah would tell Emily stories of Jesus. Emily would smile and whisper, "Mom, Jesus loves us. He'll always protect us." Sarah believed it too. But one rainy evening changed everything. Emily was walking home from school when a black SUV pulled up beside her. Strong hands dragged her inside. Neighbors heard a faint scream, but by the time anyone reacted, the car was gone into the storm. Hours later, Sarah was at the hospital when the phone rang. The police said they had found Emily's backpack near the highway. Sarah rushed there, her heart trembling with fear, only to be told the words every mother dreads, "Ma'am, we're afraid your daughter has been taken." Days passed like years. Sarah prayed in church, kneeling before the cross, whispering through her tears, "Lord, you gave me Emily. Why did you take her away? Protect her, Jesus. Please, protect her." But heaven was silent. And then the silence shattered when the police called again. Emily's body had been found, beaten, tortured, broken. The light of Sarah's life was gone forever. Her cries echoed through the hospital corridors as she clutched Emily's scarf against her chest. She was just a child, my only child. Sarah fell to her knees before the cross again, whispering, "Jesus said forgive them, for they know not what they do." But Lord, they knew exactly what they did. She begged for strength, for justice. But the police had other answers. Detectives told her, "We don't have enough evidence, ma'am. The case is closed." Closed? How could a mother's pain ever be closed? Sarah discovered the truth herself. Emily had been taken by a man tied to a powerful politician's son, Richard Evans. Wealth, power, corruption, all shielding monsters from punishment. The law had failed her, and in that failure, a new fire was born. "If justice is blind," Sarah whispered to herself, "then I will give it sight." The gentle nurse began to change. The woman who once healed wounds now studied how to create them. She learned the streets, followed shadows, collected evidence. Her nursing skills turned into tools of fear, injections that could paralyze, drugs that could torment without killing. Every night she stood before Emily's picture, whispering, "Forgive me, my child," but I cannot forgive them. Her first target was Mark Johnson, one of Emily's kidnappers. She cornered him in a dark alley, injected him with a sedative, and dragged him into an abandoned warehouse. When he woke, he was bound to a chair, his eyes wide with terror. Sarah stood before him, holding Emily's scarf. "You heard her cry, didn't you? Tonight you'll hear mine." She injected his nerves with a slow-burning toxin. He screamed until his voice broke. Finally, gasping, he confessed, Richard Evans, the politician's son, was the mastermind. Sarah stared at him with burning eyes. "Jesus taught forgiveness," she whispered, "but tonight, I am no angel." She left him to his fate. One by one, she hunted the men responsible. Each scream of theirs was an echo of Emily's final cries. But each time, her soul trembled. Late at night, she'd sit in church, staring at the cross. "Lord, am I losing myself? Am I betraying you?" But silence always answered her, the silence of heaven, and the sound of her broken heart. Finally, the night came when she entered the Evans mansion. A lavish party was underway. She slipped in through the shadows, her black coat blending with the night. In the golden bathroom mirror, Richard Evans appeared, smirking at his reflection. And there, Sarah emerged behind him. Richard turned, unfazed. "So the grieving mother finally comes. You think you can stop me? Jesus can't save you, Sarah. He never could." Sarah stepped closer, eyes burning. "Jesus already saved me. He gave me the strength to fight. But he won't save you tonight." She pulled a syringe from her sleeve and before Richard could react, plunged it into his neck. A venom designed to freeze him from the inside out spread through his veins. He gasped, clawing at his throat, but Sarah held his gaze. This is for Emily." Moments later, Richard collapsed lifeless on the floor. But Sarah's mission did not end there. Sirens wailed. The police stormed the mansion and arrested her. Her face was calm, almost peaceful, as they led her away. In court, the world watched. The judge asked her, "Mrs. Miller, do you regret what you did?" Silence filled the room. Sarah lifted her tear-stained face, her voice trembling yet strong. "Jesus taught us forgiveness, and I know I failed him because I could not forgive. I am only a mother, not a saint, but I saved my daughter's soul from being forgotten. If that is a sin, then I will carry it to my grave." A single tear rolled down her cheek, her last tear, and fell to the courtroom floor. The crowd sat in stunned silence. Some wept, others stared in disbelief. The screen of her story fades to black, leaving only one line for the world to remember. Forgiveness is divine, but a mother's pain is human.